How's it going, guys? Panther here. Today we're going to be reacting to Season 2, Episode 7 of The Walking Dead Dead City. This episode is titled Novi Dan, Novi Početak. I've 100% butchered that, but in English that translates to New Day, New Beginning. And based off that title alone, I assume it's going to be maybe focused on the Croat. Yeah, last episode quite a bit happened. We had Maggie, Pearly, Herschel, Ginny all end up with the Bruegel, and Negan and the Croat were getting used to the Dharma being gone. Obviously the Croat felt guilty because he was responsible for it. Then the Croat saw that Negan was the one that killed the Vat because Negan's boot was still bloody. They had a fight, and then Negan won, and we had a great fucking acted scene there with Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And then Negan banished the Croat, and now the Croat is on the streets of New York, or of Manhattan, should I say. And now Negan is in charge of the Bratzi. Bruegel wants to go after Negan and the Croat and kill them and take over and get the methane from them with the help of Pearly and Maggie. Maggie disagrees, and then Herschel tries to sneak out at night to go find the Dharma, not knowing that the Dharma is dead. He pushed Maggie. Then the bear revived. Maggie fought the bear with the help of Herschel. Herschel hit the bear in the eye, and already one of the eyes were damaged, and then it fucking impaled itself on the fence. Then Maggie left, got to the church. You had a nice scene with Negan and Maggie, and then Ginny showed up at the church, and she's got a wound. It's infected. She passed out, and then Negan, I guess, is going to be treating her wounds, and then go into the hospital, right? That's based off the promo. That seems to be where we're going. But also, Lauren Cohan directed last episode, and, you know, she did a pretty good job, but I will say the bear scene was a bit underwhelming. It's not her fault, but it's just, like, they were building that bear up all season just for it to barely have, like, 2-3 minutes of screen time. Obviously, it's not going to have a lot of screen time because it is a CGI bear, but it just didn't do a lot, you know what I'm saying? Like, it killed a few walkers, and that was it. And I guess it did kill one other woman, even though it didn't really make sense how it got her. Because it was like in a bush, right by a wall. Like, I don't know how it managed to do that. And then I guess there was also Pierce that was locked up, and Negan found him and let him go. So yeah, overall it was an okay episode. It was decent for the most part, you know, a lot of plot progression. And we did have Annie show up in the distance, and then Negan told the Bratzi to get rid of her. Because I guess just the guilt of having them there and, you know, feeling like he failed them. I don't know the exact reason why he sent them away. I'd assume it is just guilt, and he doesn't want them there for safety reasons, right? Like, he wants them away from him because, like, he's not someone that should have a family type of thing, maybe. So yeah, I mean, that basically sums it all up. So let's stop doolalleying around with this shitty intro and get right into the fucking episode. Wait, what? She's already here? I thought the promo made it seem like the whole episode she tried to get here type of thing. Surprised I just immediately cut to this. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. Imagine, like, walking into that. No, that's her. Or is it? I mean, we didn't see her die, but there's clearly a body there, but that could also just be a random walker.
You don't like Puccini.
Oh. Carter. How did she not see him? I guess he was behind the thing.
You see him?
He has to be here. Where else would he be if you weren't looking for her?
I wouldn't know.
You're lying. I'll cut off tiny pieces of you. Starting with your toe.
Starting with your toe, is that what he did to Herschel? Yeah, again, I mean, I said it, was it last episode? Like, I hope one day we do get some kind of flashbacks. Similar to what Daryl Dixon did. Daryl Dixon, we saw the outbreak in Paris. Also, sometimes when in that intro, like, it feels like the frame rate goes up and then it goes back down for certain shots. Guest starring Hillary... What? Spoilers, I guess. Lucille's in the episode. Why do they do that? I don't understand why they just don't have the guest starring at the end of the episode. Well, I guess that's why, because she shows up via... Interesting. Why is he dreaming about Lucille?
I found what I could.
I feel like something's gonna happen to Pierce and Negan's gonna... He's gonna be pissed.
Once she's better, we can...
Once she's better, she's going straight home.
Hmm.
My first wife, Lucille, she had cancer. You know what intubation is?
Nope.
Yeah, me neither.
Sounds like she was lucky to have you.
No, this
Nope.
guy was a selfish piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
But God, man, he gave me a second chance, you know, with grab me by the balls kind of gal, you know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I don't think he does.
He keeps giving me second chances. And I got no fucking idea why.
Well, yeah, you've got plot armor, Negan. But, did he... He talked about Joshua there, didn't he? Like, he was talking about Lucille, and then he started talking about Joshua. Or maybe he said Annie. I think he said Annie. I just misheard him. I thought he was, like, confusing Lucille and Annie. I think that would have been interesting, to be fair.
There's a story. It's been going around for a while.
All right, let me hear it. You're talking like antibiotics, yeah?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you're looking for, but it's just a story.
Yeah, but if it's just a story, why...
I'm looking, but no one's ever come back out.
Oh, okay,
What?
that's why.
Hospital.
Bellevue.
Well, we knew that, based off the promo. Does he know about the elevator? He's been here recently.
The elevator still works.
Yeah, I guess he does.
View is much nicer from above.
And you figured he would come here.
Novi Dan, Novi Početak.
Name of the episode. I definitely butchered how to say it.
When she explained the reasons for needing the toe, your son, he gave it to her. He let me cut it off.
She's just brainwashed him, you know what I mean? Like how he's felt about Maggie, the Dharma used that.
Safe house.
What kind of a safe house?
It's a place only the Dharma and I knew about, but I showed it to him once. She had told him to go there. Not that it would be easy.
And what does that mean?
We'll see when we get there.
Crane.
She is not going to know where she is or who you are, so you be ready.
What do you mean she's not going to know who he is? She was on the boat with him, right? She probably remembers him.
Why are you helping me?
I was 10 when it happened.
So it'd be like 23, 24, something like that. Maybe 25.
Even if I don't remember, it's nice to remember.
I don't know, dude. This is worrying. Because this reminds me of Negan from the comics. You know, he started caring for these people and like traveling with them, but eventually becomes so desensitized to losing them. Like, he's got so many people around him right now, and they're probably gonna die. Because the only thing that makes sense, like, why would you keep Ginny alive? I feel like she'd serve a better purpose in death, you know what I mean? Yeah, follow the yellow, just like video games. Couldn't you theoretically... There has to be another way around. Like, why are you just trusting him? You got all these cool settings, and we don't... I want to see how the outbreak started in New York. Surprised he wouldn't kill them. Because now how's he going to get back out? Also, that's not going to hold. All they have to do is, like, push it a little bit. Jesus Christ. Pediatric ward. They cut there, didn't they? Oh no. I thought they cut. And it had panned to him in that ward.
Another one.
What happens if you step on it? Jesus Christ. I mean, at least you'll stay fit in the apocalypse. Yeah.
You set all these traps and you don't remember where they're at.
It's a lot to remember.
And it was probably a long time ago.
This one will be taking a little more effort.
Well, I thought he wasn't gonna say anything. What's she doing? Yep, it's a long way down.
It's not really about the heights. It's the fear of the compulsion to jump. It's only natural to want to follow them down into the darkness.
Jesus. That's all it takes to avoid it.
I did say, keep still.
My son got past all this.
You underestimate him.
That's if he even is here, to be honest. He might not even be here. Damn, they're still in the cubicles. They died at work. It's a fucking maze, man. It's Nice little parallel though. Both of them going through like an abandoned kind of building with their own dangers type of thing. Like Maggie's obviously got to deal with the Croat. Surely they'd know he's there, right? Get away from the door. You didn't even look behind you. Oh. I mean, yeah. Negan, you're gonna have to kill it. It's making too much noise. Are you kidding me? My man is a trained, hardened survivor. And he falls backward and hits his head off a fucking, whatever that was, a sink. Fuck off. There's no way. All because he didn't want to kill the kid, even though he knows it's a walker. That seems to be a common theme with Walking Dead. Like, Vic seems to be the only one that actually fucking went through with killing the kid. Like, he was like, little girl, he's like, oh shit. And he did that early outbreak, too. What's up with Maggie? Is she, like, sleep deprived? Because, I mean, we haven't seen her sleep in a while. Yeah, she's gotta be. Or somehow Croat drugged her? Maybe there's something in the air? The methane, maybe? Yeah, I was about to say that she didn't kill that. Because, like, she hit it here.
Bravo.
Yeah, he definitely did something to her. Ooh. Look at that transition. Going from her being knocked out to him waking up. Ah! He got so lucky there. Even more lucky that didn't go in his mouth. That's a concussion. Definitely. How do you fall backwards like that? I mean, it is cool to see, like, kid walkers. Because it's rare that we get to see that. Surprised he saved her. He must have drugged her, right? Or maybe she was just sleep deprived. Maggie, he knows you've got a knife. There's no way he didn't search her.
Fires, please. You're wondering how I knew to do this.
No.
No, I didn't ask personally.
Child, no one believed in this path for me.
And he's telling her anyway.
But my mother, she believed. She was my protector. Like you and your son.
Is he talking about Dharma there? She was my protector.
She died when I was young.
Getting a lot of Maggie kind of backstory.
My mother never left Croatia. Maybe my mother and I will meet again.
I think Croat could die this episode. Like, they're focusing on him pretty, like, heavily. And usually that's, like, an indicator that a character will be offed. Oh, dear lord. What the fuck is all that? That's some Dying Light shit. What the fuck? They're, like, dormant. I mean, we've seen this before. Like, walkers have done it, but they've never done it stood up. That one's eyes are open. Nah, he's got to be dreaming. He's hallucinating. This can't be real. Because we've seen them sleeping, like, because, you know, they haven't had food, and then eventually they've just gone, you know, the sleepers. We've seen that in, like, season 11, season 3, when, like, Herschel went past that one that was, like, against the wall, and it woke up and bit his leg. Was that real? Because, like, we know he hit his head, so is he hallucinating? I just don't buy them being awake and then stood up. Like, if they were sleeping, sure. Like, if they were on the floor, I'd buy it, because we've seen that before. But then being stood up is a bit different. And the only thing that's changed is that Negan hit his head. Also, the person running would have woke them all up.
Here we go.
What the fuck? Has the bridge, like, tilted? Like, the carpet's on the wall.
Ready?
How the fuck has that happened? Wait, how has that happened? Maybe it was like a bridge across the two buildings, and then that fell down. Or maybe that's just how it was designed. But that looks like the carpet on the
It's okay.
wall. I think Croat might have mentioned it before. Like, it was something to do with the crane. As if he wouldn't guide her, though. Like, why would he just leave her there? Don't look down. Actually, no, it's... Don't look up. Yeah, she's sleep deprived, I think. The urge to jump. They always say don't look down. I guess if you're afraid of heights, obviously... Oh, Jesus! Why are they so stealthy? Oh.
Now! There's no time!
Why do you leave her? Now he's gone. Oh. God, she's lucky there wasn't shards of glass that was still stuck out and just impaled her leg there. I'd keep going though, just in case more glass breaks. Yeah, like he's making all that noise next to all them walkers. Peekaboo. Yeah, like loads of people have been here and just tried to see if any of the supplies are there. What the fuck?
Hey!
That was creepy as fuck, man. I was like, is that a walker on the roof? Like, what? Or the ceiling? They were real. Fuck that. I mean, they basically can just do that with full size walkers. Is any of this real? What? Is he still sleeping? After he hit his head?
You got me dressed. You undressed me.
It wasn't enough.
Yeah, he's definitely concussed. Is she even there? Like, was there anyone there? Oh, is it Annie? That's coincidental. What the fuck? How'd she get here? Hey, there's his kid.
Dude,
Dude.
what do I do?
Ah, he's got the supplies. Wait, is she even there? I don't know what the fuck is happening, dude. Like, why would she come here with a kid? Wait, she's not there now, what? I guess he just needed her as, like, inspiration? Yeah, they're not showing... She's not there. What the fuck is happening? Because she's not there. So then it makes me, like, question, like, was he chasing anyone? It's like Annie was there to show him exactly what he was looking for.
You said this was a safe house.
His safe house.
Was this a fucking game to you?
Language.
Was this a fucking game?
What language?
Why?
Oh, that green screen is rough as fuck.
Why?
Oh my god, oh, you can see that, oh.
Because you're too much of a fucking coward to kill yourself.
Jesus, how many F-bombs? God, that green screen is so rough. I mean, it's not as bad, it's not the worst green screen. But when they did that, when they lost focus there, you could see the, like where the green screen began. This music, man. I say every episode, it just sounds like Last of Us music. Also, why would she want to jump? Herschel's still out there. Do you think she'll see Glenn? Do you think they'll bring Stephen Ewan back for like one scene, like next episode or this episode? It's probably not going to happen now.
I found her 2 days after she had passed.
Damn.
In traps for maze. That was all done by others.
That's why he doesn't remember where he put the traps, because he didn't do it. But then who put the traps down?
I don't blame the Dama. She read my mind. She saw pain.
That light just... Oh? Is it like Morse code or something? That's in perfect view of that window there. If that's Herschel, does he know where he's been this whole time? Has he been lying like completely?
I showed mercy,
Yeah.
but now
Kill them all.
I'm just gonna line them all up, and I'm gonna kill them all.
He said the governor's line. That's the governor's line. What the fuck? Kill them all. I mean, that's what he said in season 11, right? Like, he said that he should have killed all of them instead of just killing, like, Abe and Glenn.
No,
He knows something.
no, this is for you. And your son.
I don't know. Something's wrong here. The fact that that was perfectly lined up with the window. And why would Herschel do the fucking Morse code shit with the light? Is it like a signal to be like, now's the time to attack or whatever?
I was hoping you'd see it. Our signal.
Our? Because it's that signal that they did together, but someone's behind her. Croat.
Everything's gonna work out.
He seems brainwashed. What the fuck? She's still alive? How? I mean, I did say that last episode, right?
I was hoping we'd get to meet.
Eeny, meeny,
Mine.
miny, mo.
So does the Croat know? Yeah, I mean, I'm so confused. This episode was like the most confusing episode. I mean, not really. Like, you could definitely see what they were going for, and it's easy to like decipher what's happening, especially like with the Negan stuff, right? Like, Annie actually wasn't there. It was like he needed Annie to tell him what to do, type of thing. Like, just how he used like Lucille as guidance to help him. The annoying thing is, yet again, that actress who plays Annie's getting like shafted. You know what I mean? Like, she showed up in the distance. We didn't really see her face last episode. This episode, she's not even real. I'd assume that means next episode we're probably going to see them reunite. Maybe Bruegel found them. Because I thought Croat would find them. Now the question is, with Croat, does Croat know that Dharma's there? No, he definitely does, because the body in the fucking theatre. He goes to that exact window, that exact apartment, where you can clearly see Herschel's little Morse code, like, thing. I don't buy that. I feel like Croat was in on it. But then Maggie escapes by next episode anyway. But maybe it's not about escape, maybe she has to go kill Negan. But maybe she's going to do it for Dharma. Also, how the fuck does Maggie get beaten by some old woman? Like, what? I guess just, like, the shock of seeing her and being like, wait, what? But, I mean, in terms of, like, the rest of the episode, I thought it was not bad. I did enjoy, like, the Croat stuff. Like, them going through the building and learning a bit about, like, the Croat's past and his backstory. I mean, unless he doesn't know, and then the backstory thing kind of comes into play next episode of, like, and them, like, working together. Because they've got a bit of, like, a friendship now. Like, maybe Croat might help Maggie out. Or he's just fully on board with Dharma. Because I just find it too coincidental that the exact window that you can see out of on the exact floor is a perfect view of that little building with and, like, Herschel's little fucking flashlight shit. You know? Like, come on. It's like, I thought the parallels were pretty interesting, though. Like, Maggie was passing out, Negan got knocked out, Maggie wants to die while Negan wants to save people. Maggie trying to go look for Herschel and trying to save Herschel. Negan trying to save Ginny. It's a nice little parallel. So was it always Lucille that was like that scavenger? Because when did he start seeing that scavenger? Was it after he hit his head or was it before he hit his head? Because he came out of the room with the kid and then he, like, someone ran past, I think, right? But I'm going to say it was after because then that would make more sense. Like, once he hit his head, then he starts hallucinating. Because, like, that, obviously, no one was there. He caught Lucille, but then it ended up being Annie, and then Annie wasn't even there, and then Ginny was there, and then she wasn't there. So I guess the best assumption with Maggie would be that she was sleep-deprived, right? Because she kept, like, trying to fall asleep. But then I was thinking, like, maybe it could be, like, related to the methane shit, because, like, Croat's already done that before, but it wouldn't really make sense because he would be affected by it too. I'm interested to see if the Croat is involved with this. Like, the fact that he left to be like, oh, you know, this is a reunion between you and your son, you know, this is for you and your son. And he left just before Dharma showed back up. Maybe it is just a huge coincidence. Because, like, it doesn't really make sense with the way he reacted last episode with Negan. Like, there's no way he was playing both Negan and Maggie. Unless, like, Croat left and then came back, got some water, dumped the water on the Dharma. He saved her. They came up with a plan, got a walker, burned the walker, put the walker in that exact spot, just so you can't tell that it's her. I do wonder how people are going to feel on, like, Maggie being, like, suicidal. Because that does kind of lead into the comic stuff, right? Because in the comic, she hung herself. She didn't die, but it was after her dad died and she lost, like, everyone she cared about. And obviously she still had Glenn, but, you know, all that grief was, like, too much for her and she tried to kill herself. Like, she thought she had nothing left, right? I can't remember what issue it was. Was it, like, 60? No, it would have been, like, in the 50s, I think. 50 issue 55 or something like that, issue 54. It was like just after they met Abraham and that. It would have been just after the prison stuff. And then Abe, I think, tried to kill Maggie because, like, you know, they were reviving her and he was like, we've got to put her down, she's going to turn. I'm not taking any chances with Eugene. And then, like, Rick and Abraham butted heads a little bit. So, I mean, I could see that being, like, her being suicidal here as a way to, like, pay homage to the comics. But, I mean, it makes sense that she would be feeling this way. She's exhausted, she's depressed. I mean, she's been depressed ever since fucking Glenn died. It feels like she's got nothing left, just like the comics. Right? So, it makes sense that she would feel a little bit suicidal. But maybe she's also just not thinking straight because she's so tired. I mean, it is weird, after all of this, that now she suddenly feels suicidal, right? Like, all the shit she went through in fucking the main show just to now feel suicidal. Like I said, I feel like it's probably just paying homage to the comics, but if they wanted to do that, I feel like they should have just done the storyline in the main show. Also, I mean, if next episode the premise is that she's going to go hunting Negan down, I call bullshit. Because, yet again, it's this regurgitating storyline. She's not going to do it, because she would have already done it. Like, if she does it now, it'd be shitty writing. Like, it just would be. Like, she's not going to kill him. She literally made it clear that, you know, someday she wants to, but she's never going to forgive him. Like, she said it in season 11. Like, they've got this feud with each other, but her just suddenly, at the end of the show being like, or the end of this season being like, you know what, I'm going to go kill Negan because Adama told me to, for Herschel. Negan's smart, use him to get Herschel back. You did it before, do it again. Instead of this time trading him, get him back together. Because, like, let's be honest, they do work good as a team. But this season, I think the biggest problem with this season has been the fact that they've been apart for all of it. Like, the cool thing about season 1 is that Negan and Maggie were always together. I mean, I've said it, like, throughout the season, like, Negan's not really doing a lot, he's just moping around and he's hallucinating and stuff like that. And it even feels like Maggie's storylines kind of hit, like, a stop. And now if it really is just going to go back to, oh, Maggie wants to kill Negan again, like, I mean, Negan did say God keeps giving him second chances. Is it God or is it just the writers? But to be fair, I mean, you know, there's always, like, dumbasses in the Walking Dead fan base that, like, want Negan to die. And it's like, dude, he didn't die in the comics, so why would he die in the show universe? Right? It doesn't make sense. Like, he's a beloved character. Obviously, people hate him for what he did to Glenn and Abe and, like, him being the villain of the story, but I don't know, I like a villain that lives on. Like, I prefer a villain that just stays alive versus a villain that is killed off. Like, look at Loki from Avengers. Like, we wouldn't have got the arc that he goes on if he died in fucking 4-1. You know what I mean? But that is the biggest problem with MCU. They do kill off a lot of their villains, which, I mean, isn't usually the case. Kingpin is another good example for Marvel stuff. Daredevil didn't kill Kingpin and Kingpin came back. And then we got peak television with season 3 of Daredevil. Like, people always saying, you know, like, oh, you know, Negan should have died seasons ago. Like, Negan ruined The Walking Dead. No, the writing ruined The Walking Dead. It's got nothing to do with Negan's character. It's just like the writing wasn't that great in season 7 and 8. And you can't blame Negan for that. You just blame the writers and, like, the budget cuts and shit. Because in the comics, All Out War was only 12 issues. You know, and obviously a comic is much shorter than an episode. Then putting 12 issues of a comic into 16, like, 40 minutes to an hour episode length is kind of ridiculous for season 8. Like, that was a big problem. Like, you had 16 episodes to have All Out War take place. That was too long. What it should have been is the first half of season 7 obviously would have been, like, the aftermath of the Glenn and Abe situation. Have maybe, like, around episode 6 or something, Rick wants to go fight, or maybe episode 7 Rick goes to fight or wants to fight, and then episode 8 is Rick going to the kingdom, right? And then they're ready to fight, right, for the war, or get ready for the war. And then episode 9, 10, 11, and 12 of season 7 is the March to War storyline from the comics. Like, they start planning, you know, tactics, like, they get guns, weapons, enough to, like, fight back. They bring in Oceanside. In, like, 4 episodes, that's doable. And then you have Negan visit Alexandria in episode 12, and then shit hits the fan. And then 13, 14, 15, and 16 could be like a quarter of All Out War. And 16 could end with something happening, like at the Sanctuary or some shit. Or to Alexandria. Maybe Alexandria gets like bombed or something at the end of episode 16 in season 7. But yeah, I think the relationship between Croat and Maggie this episode was interesting though. Like I said, I mean, if the Croat knew that Dharma was alive and he led Maggie into a trap, I find it too coincidental that the window that they were at was the perfect view for Herschel lighting the way. Something about that is just too coincidental. You know, there's no way the Croat didn't know. Because how would the Dharma have got out of that situation without the Croat knowing? Who would have put the body in the theatre? And why would the Croat react to the... I don't get it. Like, the Croat was playing Negan too, but then he got pissed off when he found out that Negan was responsible for what happened. It doesn't really make sense. Unless he found out that Dharma was alive after he left last episode. And now she's sitting on the sidelines waiting for Bruegel and Negan to take each other out. I hope they don't kill Bruegel next episode. Please don't. He's too entertaining. This is what I mean, like, don't kill off the villain. I mean, overall, I thought the episode was pretty decent, for the most part. Obviously, there's still some writing problems here and there. You know, like, the Annie stuff, like, I don't get what they're going for with that. The walker that had all the supplies on them, was that someone who tried to get out but got bit and then turned? Or was that always where it was? And it just became like a story, like a myth. And then people went in to go look for it and then they never found it because it was actually there, you know? Also, just Negan, like, the way he fell over, like, I just don't buy that. It should have been maybe, like, he tripped over a body or something and then he hit his head. But I don't think he tripped over anything. Like, he just fell back and hit his head. I can't believe a survivor like Negan, who's been in the apocalypse for years, trips over like that. Because he's distracted about a kid walker that he's probably seen loads of them before, but suddenly this is different. I guess because of Ginny, like the guilt he has with Ginny. And Joshua, obviously maybe killing a kid hits different now that he's actually got a kid. Even though it's not really killing a kid, right? It's a walker, but still. And I guess I'm a bit confused about the whole scene with the ones that are stood up. Like, maybe the kid ones work different, but they had their eyes open and they didn't see Negan. I don't understand that at all. Daryl Dixon explained, like, the runners, right? Like, they were injected with this kind of thing that made them get more aggressive and faster, right? But with Dead City, it just feels like it's so disconnected. Like, maybe these kind of walkers that are stood up are like variants, but they're explaining like another show, and like Negan already knows about these kind of variants or something like that. Because like it's just weird because we've never seen them like being dormant like that while stood up and their eyes open. Because we've seen it in season 11. They've been sleeping. You know, they've probably been locked in like an area for so long, and they've just had no food that they've just gone dormant. You know, like the prison in season 3. Like I said with Herschel, right? Like Herschel stepped over that one walker that he thought was dead, but it was just sleeping, and then it woke up as soon as it stepped over him and bit him. But then, that's the thing. The fact that that walker woke up, just because Herschel stepped over it, but the kids didn't wake up when Negan was stepping around them, is weird. Unless it just is, like, maybe the kids are different from the adult walkers. But then, I don't know. I mean, they probably explain it after the episode. They always do that after the episode talks, and maybe they explain it in that. But I just thought that was weird, because we've never seen them do that before. Like, not to that extent, like I said. Like, they've been on the floor sleeping, but they've never been, like, stood up. But then that makes me think, was it even real? Because, like, what part of that hospital stuff was a hallucination? Was it everything? Or, well, obviously it wasn't everything, but, like, I'd assume it'd be after he hit his head to when Annie told him about the supplies. Or hallucination Annie told him about the supplies. I mean, he did, like, push him away, and I mean, to be fair, he also interacted with Lucille and Annie, so I don't know. But then at the same time, the walkers, like, looked at Annie when she was... Or not Annie, but, like, the scavenger, or Lucille, I guess. They looked at her. So that makes me believe that the walkers weren't real. But yeah, the scene with, like, the going over the... I guess, like, the sky bridge was interesting. I'm surprised that the Croat saved her. I don't know why he kept leaving her and then making her think that she was done for, and then he came back. I just don't buy that someone else managed to put all them traps up Why for that building specifically? I'm still saying that Croat knew that Dharma's alive in some kind of way, because I just find it oddly coincidental that the window that they're sat at, the exact room that they're in, is a perfect view of that building that Herschel's in. It's too coincidental. And the fact that the Croat leaves Maggie before she goes in the building, why would the Croat go back to the theatre? Why would he react the way he did last episode when he found out that Negan was responsible for everything? Did the Dharma just get a dummy or something like that and burn the dummy? Like, but then you'd be... No, because the dummy would have melted. I feel like what maybe happened, maybe it was a rewrite. What if she was supposed to die last episode, but they loved her performance so much that they tried to spin it to make her be alive? But I just don't understand, unless they're going to explain it next episode how she's alive and like what happened. Like, did the Croat save her? Like, 'cause he left, but then we never saw what happened after that. And then it just cut to like the day later and she was already dead. I mean, I did say it, that she could still be alive last episode, because we didn't see her die. Like, that's always the rule in Walking Dead. We didn't see... I mean, sure, you see a body, but you don't know that it's her. Right? Like, she could still be alive. I mean, I said that. I'm just baffled how. Like, how did she get out of that situation? How, like, does the Croat know? Like, how did they orchestrate that? How didn't the Croat know that she was alive, you know? Like, 'cause even if she got out, like, surely the Croat would have gone back. They'd have to have put out the fire. I don't know, man. It's confusing as fuck. Like, how is she alive? Maybe the Croat always knew that Negan did this, and, like, Dharma put that into his head, and that's why the Croat figured it out, maybe? I also, at the same time, it doesn't really make sense with the development that they've done with the Croat in the past, like, episode or two. To just suddenly be like, oh yeah, you know, he knew Dharma was alive this whole time and he was just using Maggie. Like, I don't know. Like, this development that they've done with his character just to undo it, I feel like that would be a little bit out of character considering what we've already seen, right? Because it's just the way he reacted last episode. Like, he was so pissed off at Negan, and then he didn't want Negan to let him go. There's no way he knew that the Dharma was still alive. But then, how is she alive? I mean, they better show us next episode. They better not tell us what happened and how she survived. Like, she better not say to Maggie, like, oh, I managed to escape just before. Like, I hope they show us. Because that, like, clothesline thing that she was, like, stuck under, I feel like that wasn't heavy enough to be stuck under. She could have easily, like, moved that out of the way. But, I mean, I guess she is older. But then that doesn't line up with, like, how the fuck did she manage to sneak up on Maggie and knock her out? Like, Maggie's younger, but she also is sleep deprived. She's depressed. You know, she's not thinking straight. She's not as, like, focused as she usually is, right? Still confusing as fuck, though. Like, just how, like, Dharma's alive and that whole, like, Negan situation. Like, what was real, what was not. Like I said, though, they probably explain it in the after the episode thing. But still. Yeah. That basically sums it all up. So I hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and I will see you for the next one. Ta-ta and farewell.